Okay.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Video number 2 of the night. This is something that we probably should have done when we first started, but we didn't. So now, no time better than the present. We're going to give a little bit of an origin story of why there is a Reel and a Beer, why we came together, how we came together, what influences it was, things like that gave us the concept to come up with the Reel and a Beer. To Bradley's credit, he came up with the name A Reel and a Beer, which I thought is beautiful because, I mean, that's what we're kind of trying to portray here is, 3 guys, 3 totally different backgrounds, 3 totally different views, 2 common loves, beer and movies. Yeah. And we're not, we're the guy next to you at the service station. We're the guy next to you at the gym. We're just 3 normal dudes, totally different backgrounds, a common love. That's basically the concept for A Reel and a Beer. I'm kind of going to lead us off on this one. I just remember growing up, like the biggest enjoyment I had. I grew up very, very, very poor, like in government housing. I lived in the projects actually. It was sad. So I remember those times I would go to the movies were just like an escape for reality for me. It was like it was massive. Nowadays, God bless my kids and all. We go to the movies all the time. It's my number one hobby. But back then, like it was once ever, maybe twice a year tops, and then I would get a hand-me-down VHS once it was handed down. So it was always an escape from reality. It made me feel for those 2.5 hours it put me in another world, and I still have that burn today. I still have that fire. Same thing with these Marvel movie trailers come out, things like that. Not to run too long, there's several great movies that led me to my love of movies, several great comic books, several great toys I played with as children, G.I. Joe's, Transformers being some. But the main thing I want to make the channel personally for is the trailer reaction I seen for Force Awakens of the dad. You guys know which one I'm talking about. You can tell as guys that don't have a lot of money, he's just an older guy. He's probably just loved Star Wars his whole life. And you can tell his daughter has it ready to play, brings him in the house, and he, much like myself, when it started playing, just the start of it, it just sends chills down your spine. Even if you don't like Star Wars, it would send chills down your spine. The guy sitting there and his wife just walks in the room and hands him a tissue because they know what's coming. And of course the dude just starts bawling. And I'm like, you know what? That is the most genuine, that is, you can't script this. This is the most real thing ever. And I'm like, I want to capture those moments. I don't know how to do it. That's one of those moments is perfect time, perfect place. But after that, I started looking for reactions. So I seen multiple people. That one still is kind of dear to my heart because it was the most real, genuine I've seen. I've seen great ones since. Some of them look staged. Yeah. One thing you're not ever going to get with us is a staged anything. You're also not. You'll see us talking over each other. We don't discuss what we're doing. Maybe 15 seconds before we start. Nobody knows what he's going to say. I don't know what he's going to say. So everything you see with us is going to be 100% genuine. It's going to be 100% real and definitely not rehearsed. And you can probably tell by our mess ups. With that being said, I'm going to kick it to Peeps.
Well, Brad came to me with the idea about this, and I didn't even know Bo at the time. I'm glad I got to meet Bo through all of this. But Brad knew my love of movies. He knows that I'm probably the only person that can, dominate him in movie knowledge.
That's awesome.
But, challenge accepted.
But to me, what got me into this is a love of pretty much indie movies and respect I have for directors who have started at the bottom and worked their way up to where they're now making masterpieces that actually hit in cinema. Some of those would be, of course, James Gunn, Guillermo del Toro. I'm missing anybody?
Your influences on, I don't know.
I don't know. Like it. My brain is very scattered. But it's stuff like that. People who have worked their way up. When I was about 18, I looked into, going to film school, and you don't have a success rate doing that, and you're probably not going to have a job, and probably going to end up directing porno or something. I mean, that's probably even if you're lucky, but you're most likely not going to have a job. So I mean, I love movies. I respect directors. I respect actors. And when I got offered the chance to be here, I was like, I get to sit around and talk about two things I love: one, drink beer; two, watch movies. That, I mean, to me, they go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
Other than that, I would say that I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here. I enjoy it. To me, being able to entertain y'all, entertain myself, entertain these guys, make them crack up whenever I say something stupid.
Jump scares.
Jump scares. To me, it's a fun escape. It's just like going to a movie. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Brad.
Honestly, what got me into this is I've known Bo for a few years, and me and him on his posts, we've always got in debates, whether to politics, movies, anything. It always seems movies the one thing.
We're never going to touch on politics.
No.
Never.
The movies seem to be the one thing that we either were wholly in agreement of, or literally wanted to just scream at each other in the face to get our point across. Well, he comes to me with this idea. He's like, let's quit talking about it on Facebook. Let's just actually do it.
That's right.
Like, okay, cool. Well, I told him I work at a comic shop, and my buddy here would hang out down there, and I was like, I've got a friend that also knows movies really well, and get him in on this. Now, I grew up loving movies. I grew up 2 blocks from a drive-in, 2 or 3 blocks from the old Rebel drive-in in Gadsden, and that was our weekend thing. It was cheap. $3 a car load of people.
That's
It was
awesome.
cheaper than going to the theater. And the first movie I ever saw was Empire Strikes Back. That goes back to the top 5 and why it's up there for me.
God, that's awesome though to be the first movie ever.
And ever since then, I've been like seeing it on the drive-in instead of seeing it, at home on TV or even in a normal theater. It's just a different experience. And for me being 3 or 4 years old at the time, it's just like, wow,
Yeah.
this is awesome. This is what I want to love. Somewhere I can escape into a movie, and life sucks. I mean, yeah, there's good moments, but at times life sucks, and you just want to get away from it. You want to go into a sci-fi fantasy world, or go slay dragons somewhere. Any of these things, and so I've developed my love of movies based on the fact that I just like the escapism of them. Now, then as I got older, I started respecting directors. Like he said, your Del Toros, your Guns, your Spielbergs, obviously.
Michael Bay, obviously.
Our spirit animal.
True escapism.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
your Scorsese's, your Scotts, your things like that. And to have people that I consider good friends, that I can just sit, drink a beer, even review a beer, talk about the different tastes of it.
That's coming.
We all love that. We all love different types of beer, and just argue with them at the same time. We're not going to hold it against each other because too many people argue now. And
Yeah.
it causes grudges.
And at what point are you ever going to stop and say, you know what, you're right, Peeps, I'm totally wrong? You're not ever going to do that.
No.
But
we actually have in this discussion. We convinced him that Ant-Man was the worst.
yeah, I did. I started dropping. I still hold it. We'll get into that later. But anyways, this one ain't going to run too long. We're about to wrap it up. Just a couple of key points that I'm going to point out. I think you can feel the passion as we're talking about this, or I think so anyways, if I was watching this. Definitely 3 very passionate people. One thing that we hadn't, really hit on, and we have had some responses. We want to know what you guys think. What is your influence? What do you draw when you go to the movies? What makes you want to discuss movies and love movies and things like that? We desperately want to know that.
Do you go to the movies just for a popcorn movie, or do you go and you go to these deep, thought-provoking movies where you just after the movie you want to stand outside and have a cigarette and talk
about it? That's the best thing.
Yeah.
And these guys right here will murder me in directors' names and actual actors' names and writers' names. It's a bloodbath. I don't know, knowledge-wise. But at the same time, there's certain points. I'm your everyday. I guess you'd call me a jock. I guess you could say who sees it from a different view from they do. Their knowledge, comic book knowledge, their movie knowledge overall. If you count directors, producers.
I think with
things like that.
I think with movies, you're in this trio, whereas I'm the one that loves Oscar bait type movies. I'm the one that loves the really artsy stuff. You like the more independent stuff.
I'm more of the meat and potatoes.
He's the more, Bo is the more everyday movie goer.
Yep, meat and
what
potatoes.
they want to see, the actual, like, that's who brings the money. And
The blockbuster.
the everyday people, that's who.
I'm more of the meat and potatoes. It's definitely a different acquired taste. Guys, we ran a little long on this one, but we're going to start shortening our videos, the ones that we need to. This is one of those that we could sit around and talk, but it's not really. We just want to give you a little bit of our passion, what got us started. We're going to cut it off. We've got a little bit more filming to do tonight. We'll talk to you later.
One thing that we're going to do is we're aiming to get to 100 subscribers.
That's
And
true.
If you are the 100 subscriber, you will get to come join us on set. You will get to pick the topic, and you'll get to enjoy some beer with us. If you drink, if you don't, that's cool. But subscribe to our channel, like the Facebook page, and peace out.
Take it easy.